Say, any of you boys, Smithies?
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Not often that we get to bring you such great and glorious news, but let me tell you what, the Hunter Biden plea deal is dead. As of right now, the judge in Delaware, of all places, has taken her gavel and shoved it up sideways into Hunter Biden's bong-smoking lawyers. Look at this. Colossal, intercontinental dip walking into the court right now. Hunter Biden walked into the court and was given a laptop with a lot of KY jelly on it, inserted where the sun don't shine by the judge. Let's check this out. The Hunter Biden plea deal is dead. Hunter Biden entered the court assuming he would just plead guilty and walk away like John Gotti. However, the deal is dead because the judge was concerned about the terms of the agreement. It appears that there was a failure of communication to decide on all aspects. This is a developing story. Oh, it's amazing to watch CNN literally gasp, clutch their pearls, and cry, seething on camera. Watch.
Someone made a bad mistake here. Am I wrong looking at this, saying that these someone, whether it be Hunter Biden's defense or prosecutors here,
how could there be such a big miscommunication?
I cannot even begin to explain how the Justice Department walks into that courtroom without knowing exactly what the scope of immunity or coverage is for Hunter Biden. And equally, I cannot even begin to understand how Hunter Biden's lawyers walk him into that courthouse without knowing exactly what the constraints, what the limitations of that deal are.
Okay, so here's what happened in summary. We just had Kash Patel on the show, and he talked me through it. What happened is Hunter Biden thought that the government was going to wave a magic wand, and then he would be liable for no crimes ever again, forever. And that is not what the government was going to do. Now, the government is saying in court that no, we may still charge you with tax fraud. We may still charge you with money laundering. We may still charge you with FARA violations, which have mandatory minimums, Foreign Agent Registration Act violations. And Hunter Biden's team said, no, you aren't going to charge us with anything ever again. Don't you know what my last name is? We are not signing this deal. The plea deal is done.
Attorney's team told the court that there was no deal. And one of the lead attorneys for Hunter Biden, Chris Clark, said as far as he was concerned, quote, the plea deal was null and void. It was an extremely complex legal discussion over the last couple of hours, but I would boil it down to this. It does appear that the two parties have been talking past each other for months in this respect. The U.S. Attorney's Office says there's an ongoing investigation and there could be criminal charges in the future.
This is massive, massive stuff. An ongoing investigation that we did not know about into Hunter Biden, and the plea deal is now null and void, according there to CBS's Catherine Herridge, who's been doing really, really good work on this subject. This investigation is still very much ongoing, according to CNN. Hunter Biden's plea deal is off the table, according to CNN.
As I went back into the courtroom, the hearing had just begun again. The judge was back on the bench, and she was pressing the prosecution on this investigation and the four corners of this plea agreement. One of the prosecutors said that the investigation was very much ongoing, and that she asked him, well, what is not covered in this plea agreement if you were leaving the possibility for there being other future charges? So then the judge said, would this include a possible FARA charge that's not registering as a foreign agent? The prosecutor said no, the deal would not include that. It was at that point that she had said to the prosecution, if you can charge that, then what does this mean? And the prosecutors, actually, she asked Hunter Biden's attorneys about that, and he said, well, then there's no deal. And the prosecutor said, then there is no deal. So Biden's team said that the plea agreement, as far as they understood it, was now null and void. They were moving ahead to talk about what the next steps would be in this case. So as of right now, the deal appears to be dead and off the table.
Appears to be dead and off the table because there is still an ongoing investigation. Check this out. ABC News. At one point, the judge asked the prosecutors, is there still an ongoing investigation? They said yes. We did not know this. There are concurrent investigations into Joe Biden's son, Hunter, that are still ongoing, and the harshest charges have yet to be brought. These would be the Foreign Registration Act violations acting as an emissary for China and Ukraine and Russia in our country. These are massive penalties, guaranteed jail time. Also, money laundering. Every single time you move this cash that you aren't supposed to have from bank account to bank account, that's an act of money laundering with also heavy federal penalties to it. Also, more gun penalties pursuant to the gun crime. Well, how can Hunter Biden plead guilty to part of an investigation when it's still ongoing? Which is what ABC News asked with their jaws slack on the ground.
Between the parties, and they are trying to forge some kind of deal that the judge will like and that both parties can agree to. It may not be the same deal exactly that they came into court with, but they're trying to salvage what the judge feels, it seems, was a deal that was just a little bit too subtle for her, and one that mixed apples and oranges in a way that she believes was not fair to Hunter Biden. Because at one point the judge asked the prosecutors, is there still an ongoing investigation? They said yes. She said, well, how can he plead guilty to part of an investigation when it's still ongoing? All of that, as you can tell, a lot of legal back and forth. It does look like things are back on track, but bottom line, this Hunter Biden plea deal, which was expected to be a routine matter, wasn't and may still be in jeopardy.
Big time events happening right now. And this is, of course, the lowest possible bar that they could ever bring charges against the president's son in the state, the home state of the president. He's been senator for 50 years in Delaware. Every person who works in government owes their career to Joe Biden. He has committed graft and corruption inside of that state. Unbelievable, bewildering amounts of corruption from Joe Biden in that state. He has so many different organs and apparatchiks that have run in that place and that he has installed in that place, and they still can't get Hunter Biden across the finish line. Hunter Biden plea deal denied. Federal Judge Noriega expressing concerns over the pretrial diversion program that would have allowed Hunter Biden to walk over his illegal possession of a gun while addicted to drugs. This is just hours after the Biden legal team forced to deny that they were trying to scam the court by burying evidence. So the smartest guy that Joe Biden knows is actually an intergalactic moron. One of my favorite legal scholars, a candidate for Missouri Attorney General, somebody who's worked in the Supreme Court, Will Scharf, had this to say. The Hunter Biden plea deal was apparently more outrageous and far-reaching than we had known. In return for pleading to 2 misdemeanor tax frauds with a joint recommendation of no prison time, Hunter was getting not just a pretrial diversion for his felony gun crime that would leave his record clear if he completed probation, but also broad guarantees against further prosecution on a wide range of charges that have not even been aired publicly yet. Hunter refused to plead guilty without these guarantees, so the judge effectively blew up the plea deal. Hunter wants to walk away from a decade of crime, including FARA violations and other serious criminal charges, with a slap on the wrist. It's a scandal that the Biden DOJ were even willing to agree to this kind of a deal, and the judge is not playing ball. So what has happened after the deal was blown up? Hunter Biden could still be charged with deals in China and Ukraine after prosecutors reached limited plea deal on tax and gun crimes, with the sweetheart agreement dramatically collapsing. This is the most recent breaking news. Hunter's court appearance spiraled into chaos after the first plea deal fell apart. U.S. District Judge questioned the terms of the agreement. New compromise hashed out means Hunter is still on the hook for a bunch more crimes. Get ready, baby. The Biden crime family ain't even close to being done yet, man. We are just getting started, in fact. Hunter Biden prosecutors reinstate plea deal after agreeing it covers only a short range of time and no future allegations. So that's the big one. Ladies and gentlemen, the smartest guy Hunter Biden knows had his plea deal fall apart in Biden's home state, and more charges are pending. Get ready, baby. Get ready. And as we've been saying, impeachment is back on the menu, boys. Let's go. Let's go. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to End Communism. See ya.